Yeah, I'm putting on record.
Okay. Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
We continue our course on Shabda, the meaningful sound. And so let's discuss how we can utilize the sound and what is the impact of the sound to the mind and body. And yes, we can take one mantra, hum, and actually also it's good if you specify what is the difference between nada yoga, nada yoga, mantra yoga, and swara yoga. So all of them are working with sound, but I maybe a little bit different.
Yes,
Maybe.
very nice. Very nice. Okay. So we can come on this all topics all together. You are asking the basic categorization of learning, no? Which, like, we call it categorization of any, like, you can have a systematic study of it, categorically different, like like geography and geology. Like, we are studying about the earth, but categorically a different approach we are taking. So if we go to the Nada Yoga, suppose we begin with the Nada. Nada. So any Nada is possible for a audible, like we are live person. But in order to be alive, we need to breathe. We need to breathe first to be alive, to experience or do any kind of yoga. Doesn't matter what yoga we do, but we need to breathe first. So here, breathing, and if we do something, there will be a sound. Because breath means there is an apparatus and sound something is coming in. So there will be some sound because two is colliding. Like they are rubbing. The breath is rubbing, going through a channel, a passage, is entering. So if you will enter, it will create a sound. There will be a sound, of this breath moving into the apparatus. So there is a sound. So now what to do? What to say first? So if you see it is sound, nada. Yeah. At the same time, you see it's swara, breath. So Nada Yoga and Swara Yoga is parallel, kind of. Because Swara has to be there, no? Breath has to be there for us to experience any kind of. Maybe sound was there before our breath, but we are not concerned with that. Here, practically, we are only concerned, once we are breathing, we are concerned with everything. Nada Yoga or Swara Yoga or mantra yoga, any yoga, we are concerned only while we are breathing. So for us, Swara Yoga is the beginning. So breath has to be there. Now people say, even breath is not there, you may experience yourself. Then you can say Nada Yoga is primary, sound is primary. So not to say, but just to see the approach of you, how you are approaching. If you are approaching and you are liking to approach, understand, penetrate the knowledge, and through sound, just nada. Just nada, even if you do just nada, only nada, is the only nada, humming is the only nada, then you decipher that nada has also three swara into that. Three sounds, ha, and ma. Three sounds are there. So from nada is coming the shabda. Words coming into existence, they are meaningful. Meaningful in the sense that they together creating the nada. And once they come out more clearly, Shabda means you are opening up to express yourself. Nada means you are residing into yourself and just declaring your self-existence through that nada. We call it nada. So nada yoga will be only pure nada with necessary sounds into that. Pure nada. So here to say ah, ha, and ma, you don't have to say, you need to listen. Because they together creating even streams into nada, different kinds of nada. If A is more emphasized, Ha is more emphasized, or Ma is more emphasized, the nada is changing. So this is nada yoga. You are beginning only with self-existence and moving towards the presence of the self. In this way, you are meditating. And the mantra aham is emerging in your existence. And you are meditating there. Here, you are not analyzing your mind, neither you are interested in decoding the sense organs' messages. No way you are involved. You are just being pure existence, enjoying your presence, exploring your nada, enjoying your, just asserting yourself. I am. Aham. This two mantra. Now, if you want to produce it, you need a system of breathing in and out, a rhythm, left nose, right nose, or the breath is centered and the patterns of breathing. Because Shabda will have a pattern. If I'm saying it will have a pattern, so I need to breathe in a certain way in order to adjust with my expression. So now it will merge with Swara Yoga. So Swara in India means also the sound, the notes, and Swara also means the breath because they both are one. You cannot practice it separately. Like if you want to sing a song, you need to have to learn a controlled breathing pattern with this. You cannot just express it. So any expression, if you're bringing out in Shabda, nada becoming Shabda, then you will go through Swara Yoga. So without learning a breathing technique, you cannot go into mantra therapy, now more elaborated. You must learn how to breathe, how to sit, and what pattern you should have of breathing in order to produce a Shabda that will become a mantra. And each mantra is a seed of idea. Many ideas, but at least seed of one primer idea. And then one main idea can give birth to many ideas. So that's the seed. So the expression starts to come out from nada, energy, to swara, notes, shabda, then they becoming the ideas, the basic ideas through which mind is evolving into multiple options in thinking. So this is the way we see the world of sounds. Alphabet, letters being produced, combining together, creating various sounds, patterns of sound. In a visual way, you can see it as an idea. One idea and then giving birth to many ideas. Each time sense organs collides with any object, they are giving birth to an idea. So ideas are being born. They are very subtle in the mind. They are being born all the time. Sense organs, internally or externally, both way. If they will perceive something, they will, sense organ will come in contact, or you can say collision, any way you can say it. So two particles colliding, new emerging, new ideas, and ideas upon ideas, and ideas upon ideas, millions, billions, infinite ideas. So, but these are the primarily way. Nada yoga, swara yoga. They both go together, breath and sound. You can say breath and sound.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So utilizing and of sounds in the body. So how the body is reacting to the sound, and how we can use it for therapeutical purpose or healing purpose.
Therapeutic purpose. If you want, if the meditators are like, if you are capable of meditating, first of all, if you are capable of meditating directly, or you are on the path of meditation, here the just but very high at the level of intelligence is holding the presence with the mantra aham. It's very much elevated way of experience. If not possible, then you start to physically produce it. And directly working on the idea of I with the support of intelligence. Like you are sitting and start to produce a humming sound around. And through that sound, you are just not thinking, nothing. You are fully involved in listening this sound and just experiencing your presence through that sound, nothing else. So any unnecessary thing in the mind will be healed by itself. That will be, you can say it's not a therapy, you can say it's a self-healing process. Because you are not actively approaching to any of your disease or unwanted things or any toxins or any fight or any conflict. You are not approaching it directly. But you are fully involved in producing a mantra and exploring the different aspects of this mantra experience, having a certain kind of breathing. So if we involve here Swara Yoga with that. So if we involve the Swara Yoga, rather than healing, now it will be going through the therapy process. Because here, we are directly targeting the nervous system. Vertebra positions, certain way of breathing, certain way of sitting, and kinesthetically learning to vibrate certain parts of the body or certain parts of vertebra. Now it's becoming pure. You can apply it. It's for the Kundalini awakening, for the intelligence awakening, but you can apply it in your therapy. Because I can, or anybody, technically learn to breathe in a certain way and vibrate different beats of the vertebra, or even to vibrate different parts of the brain. That's a training. That's a physical training. You can apply it, this training, as a therapy. Facial paralysis. Physically, you can apply. Psychically, like if you are missing self-confidence, if someone psychologically, then it can directly go through the mantra aham for the self-healing process. Just declaring the presence, asserting yourself, I am, it develops enormous confidence. If you want to see it therapeutically, and people who have anxiety, it's a Hatha Yoga kind of rigorous training, but it gives enormous self-confidence to be stable in discomfortable position therapeutically. All is designed for intelligence awakening, but we can apply it in therapy, improvise it for the person. Yes, please. Next one, I forgot.
So this mantra ham, we can regulate how the sound is utilizing in the different parts of the body, and use it as a healing process. So if we do a therapeutical use to other person, it's also the same process. So we will guide another patient how to use it.
Only danger is in this, if your person is not mentally stable already, the person should be guided. Because in this process, it's not a transcendental meditation that you are creating distance. It's identified process. The person may find in a group as if he is possessed. Because his mind can go into a group and it's one. We are not creating transcendental distance. We are not creating a witnessing here. This is becoming one process. So here mind is fully identified with the soul. So if any idea person can be possessed or fall into a group, or any unconscious unwinding, you can call it in a psychological term, unconscious unwinding. And it appears that person is possessed by a ghost or something, or some superpower. But in therapeutic way, it's an unwinding process. Like some catharsis is happening. There was a knot, psychological knot, it's unwinding. In unwinding, the behavior will be fully uncontrolled or controlled by parasympathetic nervous system. I have done this another yoga therapy, which is very powerful, like with chakra balancing, using Swara Yoga, using Nada Yoga, like, and Bija Mantra. 3, and using visual senses and kinesthetic senses. So making use of all this, I devised a therapy, group therapy. And I did it on my training camps, 40, 50 people. People can go crazy in this. This only because it's identified process and you are letting go in the process, supporting the process. So the body, mind, breath, all becoming one. There is no witness left here. So the person, they start to go crazy. So you need to be conscious of increasing the intensity or decreasing the intensity of the techniques with the person. And therapeutically, I say it should be guided. Just as your practice, Brahmari Pranayama is there for 10, 15 minutes to do it. It's different matter, no? Like, which is already in public, or humming, or just chanting Om. Yeah. But if you go technically, then combine them, then it immediately starts to transform you within minutes, within hours, the transformation. It can be used very nicely to release trauma. Any kinds of psychic blocks or pranic body blocks you can remove within hours. And you can experience enlightenment within 3 hours. It's so powerful if you combine all together and allow the body to do catharsis first to release, and then immediately after that you can experience the pure intelligence, no confusion in life, and blocks are removed, so fully released, unburdened, light body. And we can use it therapeutically. You just need to controlling the dose, how much the person can bear.
And this I meet people who introduce and practice a group Om chanting for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. What is the technical mechanism of this group Om chanting? Is it create any kind of common sound, or how?
Yeah. You can see this in the group. This becomes very powerful. All sound and Swara Yoga techniques, more and more person be repeating the same, they multiply into their effect. How? You see, first of all, our brain movements. No? I say that like when you blow conch, this Indian, so they create overtones in their 2 octaves together. The moment the 2 octaves coming together into our ear perception, our mind is stopping for a while. Why? Because our breath and the octaves we listen are together. So if the high octave sound we listen, our breath shifts up to the visual cortex. They activate the visual cortex. If the low octave sounds going to the kinesthetic senses. So kinesthetic senses becomes more active when the tone octave is low. And visual cortex becomes more active when the octave is high. So if you produce the 2 octaves together, then your perception ability to perceive, it starts to divide and equalize. For a while, you are in a bingo state and your mind cannot create. So the idea or group in which you were thinking, or your worries or your tension, or each one has a pattern. And this pattern is created by the participation of the senses. And here, the moment you created 2 octaves in Nada Yoga, that's the basic, the beginning of learning of sound. Creating 2 octaves together. The moment you created 2, now the patterns, that worries, that anxiety, that thinking pattern which you had, you cannot continue. So it's a complete diversion. And you will start to build a new patterns in you to feel yourself who you are. You are feeling who I am through the same anxiety. If you remove that anxiety, your ego will collapse. Because this is the same job and same anxiety is defining you. So here, a completely new pattern. So you start to feel yourself, who am I, in the presence without this worry and tension. So you start to have an idea, no, I am a blissful person. Before you had an idea, oh, I am an anxious person, I am an angry person, I am a jealous person, I am a greedy person, I am an ambitious person. Each one has a definition of I. And here, just by practicing a technique, the definition of I is breaking. And you got a new definition of I. Oh, I am a source of joy unto myself. Just by following a technique, just by doing this yoga, I am a joy unto myself. So this is a different feedback. So psychologically, you are creating a new idea about you by practicing the technique. And this new idea can cope with any anxiety if you feed this idea. So if you practice by yourself, you will take a long time to produce, to come to this stage. But if the 10, 20 people, more people participating, more is a possibility that that these overtones will be created immediately. Because of the, first of all, the people are different octaves. It's male and female voice is two different octaves, child is different octave. So if many people doing, they will create, immediately they will start to create this octave sound. And if you sing properly, the first sound you will hear, the conch, appearing into atmosphere from nowhere. From nowhere. And it's appearing into the, this way, there is a gradations of more and more subtle sounds of overtones you can create just by singing at one chord. You have to be at a one chord, and many people at one chord only. More perfectly they will be, more timing they will maintain, more different sounds, subtle sounds you will keep on creating in the atmosphere, which nobody, and that resembles instruments which we have created in India. That the resembling sounds heard in this kind of meditation process. So they are very healing and very powerful and quick effects. Like if you want to just simple learn Hatha Yoga and meditation, you will take years to come to that state of experience called enlightenment. Might be, might not be. But with this combining together Nada Yoga, Swara Yoga, and therapeutic approach to that, you will take maximum 3 hours.
But with proper guidance.
With proper guidance. With proper guidance. And it can be applied to a group, but with proper arrangements. So stopping the mind going beyond, this is the amazing technique, Nada.
So, and this is using also in different rituals, in different religions. They use different instruments, different singing, but the idea is to create this kind of resonance.
Of double octave. Any singer you say or any player you will listen, which are they are famous. They are famous because they know the technique, how to stop the mind of the people who are listening. So they go start to play, starting creating overtones into the sky, some vibrations. Let the vibrations settle in the atmosphere, and through that returning vibration of the echo, which is returning back from the wall, and they starts to play. How much to hit, how softly to hold, where to stay, what pattern to create, and then mind who are listeners, they are suddenly enlightened. For a while, they cannot think of their worries, they cannot think of their tension, their old identity will not be supported in a new environment, which and they say, wow. So only one feeling, wow, nice, very good. And for a while, you forgot. So it's also works as a separator, which as a therapeutic way you can say as a separator. Like you go to the temple and take a sound Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Whether Rama you meet or Krishna you meet, doesn't matter. But in this process, your mind is stopped.
Yes. And if you have intention to heal your psychosomatic issue, that
so
it will be
it works as a healing process. So bhajan, kirtan is very is adopted in India, or maybe in all the religion you will see singing. So for a while, they work as a healing by listening.
Very nice, thank you. And I remember that the last time we also started to discuss this Bija mantra of chakras. And we discussed a little bit about the root chakra, and the mantra is Lam. Lam. And we realized, you told me that all the previous experience is based on the on the basement chakra, not in the mind, not in the head.
Yeah, because what we are learning, or anyone is learning to technically, naturally, or prakriti, we say nature, is nature is supporting to produce like you more. You are a seed. You are a seed to create more seeds. That's the only purpose of nature. First purpose. So first purpose, first sound, and first intention is to survive, become capable of creating more seeds. So without even language is formed, telepathy, clairvoyance, what we say that supernatural powers, we are descending from supernatural powers to natural conditioned powers of the society through education. No? I think there was an issue with
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. I don't know where I stopped, but you were listening me all the time?
Yes. The voice is clear.
Okay. So here we are, Pavel, and I think a little bit.
Yes, so this root chakra and the source of memory, our memory, and this mantra Lam, which is specifically created for this chakra. So this is why Lam, and why this
this I don't know why Lam. I only can associate through my mind with all the knowledge that I can look through principles. No? Like you need, if I think something, I have to think with some fundamental laws which are being observed, which are truthful. So thinking on this fundamental pattern, I say base is coming the law. Otherwise, the sound ma is primer, technically, from the throat. But if the tongue moves, the first apparatus tongue is representing most important representation for our verbal communication to produce, in order to communicate with somebody else. So except me, if I'm going forward and using the tongue, the first expression is L. That's how La. From where coming the mantra Allah? Is the same root, no? They will say this is the primary word, the primal sound is the name of the God, the primal sound. So how it's coming? But hence they have their mark is we call it pravritti mark, going to expansion mode, evolutionary mode. And if you just turn it inwards towards the God, same will be hum. So hum, lam, laham, allaham, these kinds of word will come when they will have a destination towards the ma process, ending into makar. So two different ways of seeing and producing the sound and practicing it. While you see the other Pravriti mantra, you see they will use more and more sound of ha. Ha will be, ha is used more when it's like going for the benefit of the world or expansion of yourself or desiring something from the heaven or asking something from the God. So you will see they are using more and more word sound ha. You can see the rituals patterns of Vedic Sanskriti, all yagya, homa. They will not say swaham. They say swaha. More expansion of the ha. Not even staying on ha, but more and more expansion. It means more wealth, more prosperity, more expansion of the idea of I, more territory, more wealth. It's expansion process. So that swaha. Swaha. No, each mantra, big mantra is coming and the energy is being poured into that mantra by the self with ending swaha. So here, the self is dissolving into Shakti and expanding. It's double multiplication than Allah. Here, Ha is at least merging with Ah, it is staying at a point. But Swaha, it keeps on expanding. It doesn't stop. So infinite wealth, infinite prosperity, infinite children, not only 1, 2 children, 100, 200, 300, 1,000, 10,000 is full expansion process, Swaha.
Okay. So maybe we'll move to next chakra.
Next chakra, we will go like this, it will be a great, take the root and take the top. Because if we enter in this, then 5, then 7, then 10, then 12. No? Take the first and take the top. Like even Kundalini, you can practice 2 ways. Either you go step by step or you just take the 2 ends. And see its connectivity. And if you cannot see the connectivity, then you focus where I cannot focus. This is one of a diagnosis process in a spiritual way to diagnosis of the nervous system as well as physical damage of the vertebra or as well as any organ connected to the vertebra. It's just by your own perception, you can use it as a healing or you can use as a diagnosis process by yourself also. Like if you want to see that each vertebra is connected with some of the organs to take the masses, like each organ has to give masses through the vertebral system. So each particle, each organ of our body must come to connect to the fiber of any of the vertebra beads to enter the masses to keep it forward. So in that way, that's the technique of Tantra, which you can say the last of Swara Yoga, like the final technique of Swara Yoga from Vijnana Tantra, that visualizing a central line which is connecting from bottom to top. So if you visualize, wherever you will have problem, you will not be able to visualize it. Yeah. Mind have its own masses to the body. So body will connect to the mind into the process. Wherever body will have some issue or going to have some issue in the future, you will not be able to see it. Or you will have to struggle to see it. In the meantime, the moment you see, because this is the final swara going through this central canal in psychic body, this is the final swara, only one swar, which is created all the swar. You can say one breath which is creating millions of patterns of breathing, one sound which is creating millions of sounds. So that one sound is there in the vertebra column. So wherever you will come, you will see, oh, if you have L5 to L7 problem or anywhere down, so here you will see that you cannot visualize it and you will have to struggle with it. And the moment you go there, your breath will be suddenly changing. And your breath will become a healing breath immediately. So there are uses of enlightenment methods if you can manage the dose. So small doses of all enlightenment techniques are therapeutic. They can be used for training the mind very, very nicely. Even to train the different faculties of mind and combine them together. Personality disorder.
So in this technique, we use visualization, or we can also use some inner sound, like humming, to feel where is the problem.
Yeah, diagnosis. Let's say any system you can say therapy only to the point you can diagnose. You can say a medical science is depending on all diagnostic tool. If you remove the diagnostic tool, where is the medical science?
Yes.
What is the science behind it? The moment you say yoga therapy or anything, if you will say therapy, means you have a diagnostic methods, first of all. If you don't have a diagnostic method, how you can improvise a therapy? So this is also one of the diagnostic method you can apply to check.
And also one question, if we connected bottom to the top, in Vijnana Bhairav Tantra, they use Dvadashanta point.
Yeah,
so it's a top, or it's Brahma chakra is the top?
Dvadashanta is explained in the psychic breath, in the pranayama way, not on a physical way. So Dvadashanta will exist in both the ways, when the breath is out and the breath is in. It's a two Dvadashanta that is meeting. One is inside, one is outside. They are both sides. And that will say one is 12 fingers in and one is 12 finger out.
So, because yes, it's one
in
more chakra.
In a psychic body, in a pranic body, that is, they are talking about the pranic body, how it two centers in the pranic body only. Then you are not concerned with different chakras and different mantras or throat and here and there. No, only two endpoints, and two endpoints inside here. On the one on the top, one on the bottom, 2 point of Dvadashanta, from where coming breath, this swara is ending inside, dissolving. And from where outside it's going, where it's dissolving. So two black holes, one inside, one outside. There are two, and between this is the life.
Yes, energy.
The jiva. Jiva. One jiva is taking place between two black holes. One is inside and one is outside. And these two black holes connected together gives a symbol of infinity. They are entwined. Like two rubber bands, you take two rubber bands. You take one upon another and pull it. They become infinite, 8. Joined together. So these two infinitely communicating. If their communication drops, finished. 2 zeros separate. Or 1 zero will dissolve in another zero.
Okay, so is it any Shabda in Dvadashanta or any sound or any beach mantra for Vadashanta or
Soham.
ah,
Two sounds,
okay.
ha, and another sound, sa.
Okay.
And ma will be there. And there will be a turning of ha to sa, symbolized with tidal, one tidal symbol. The tidal symbol. So two sounds, sa and ha, and they are connecting through a tidal symbol where they are turning. Sa turning to ha turning to sa. This turning, this process is resonating into ma. So ma is a top sound, overtone. Ma is the overtone sound of conversion of two sounds between ha and sa, and you listen. This is a meditation technique of these two, understanding the relationship between two Dvadasanta, or you can say two zeros, and combining together, creating a unit, a play, until they are communicating. They are creating an infinite loop of communication, or they will merge together. Then one will disappear. From inside it will disappear, then it's a death. Or outside it disappears, then also not possible. So this different way of seeing the Swara Yoga is combining with this mantra. If you go to Nada Yoga, then this way. If you only come to Swara Yoga, then seeing the line, the central line.
And in Vijjan Bharat Tantra, they're not focusing on the other nadas like Ida, Pingala, so they focus on the central.
Yeah, always central. This is called Madhyaka, development of the middle. It's focused on development of the middle, not manipulation, left, right. No, this is Hatha Yoga. This left, right comes in. There are some techniques of Hatha Yoga, which I told you, this holding the breath and creating a square pattern or equal pattern, parallel patterns of in and out, or a square pattern in and out. So that's the only technique of Hatha Yoga in which no manipulation. It's a monism technique, no? Began coming with the monism, like there's no difference between you and Shiva. So it doesn't go, it directly goes to the center. All the technique will directly go towards the truth. Not trying to balance with left and right, not like rational approach of Patanjali Yoga Sutra that you think of opposite to balance the mind. So many techniques. Here, each technique will directly go to the center of the truth and becoming that immediately. It's a tantric approach. And putting all your powers, all your energy at one point to change the dimension. Many ways to do it.
And it came also to the idea of spanda. Spanda is also sound.
Yeah, the vibration. Spanda will not go into the details.
Yeah.
More primer. So it will just see the vibrations. A vibration, like any movement is a vibration.
So Spanda is before Nada.
Yeah, before Nada, you can say. It's going into the vibration mode. Even it has not become a sound. To call it a sound, someone has to hear it. It presuming dualism, sound. It's presuming dualism, but Spanda not.
Mantra
One
is
thing,
non.
yeah, it no, non-dualism. You can practice another yoga techniques in dualistic way. You are separate from your God, and in that way you can practice. But Ispanda, no. Ispanda is perfect non-dualism. More primarily, yeah. But you need to so subtle way of understanding, more subtle than another yoga.
Yes, and I realized that it's special technique. In any word, you can hear Shabda, then you can hear the mantra, then you can hear the breathing pattern, sound, and then Spanda. Oh, it's not going down, up, up, up.
Ah, yeah, up.
Yeah.
So is this Spanda becoming nada? Nada becoming sound. Nada is becoming bija, seeds of sound. And then they become akshar, the mantra. Akshar means that will never die. We call it akshar. Akshar means that cannot be destroyed, that can never die. So the words we call akshar. So they will not die. They will keep on continue like this. The process will keep on continue eternally. They are not going to die ever. This process is, so we call akshar. We call it a word like ka. K is a alphabet, but we say ka, akshar. So all this ka, kha, ga, this alphabet, we say akshar. This process is akshar. It keep on continuing like this. The process of this vibration between nada and swar, swar will come only in relation to jiva, to our world. That only breathing will practice swara yoga. Until the breath is there, you practice swara yoga. And then from there is beginning the seed of the mantra or seed, which will never die. The seeds will never die.
Yes.
And then the seeds will give birth to mantra, and then process and books and Vedas and whatsoever forward. It comes to poetry, prose. So this is the process in which how much subtle you can sense, perceive. From you begin where you are, and Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, you can do anytime. Provided you are that much healthy to sing, to dance, to speak, to that much. If you can do, you can stop your mind for a while, give a deviation, create a new eye.
Okay, so today we focus on different levels of sound and energy, and I think for me now it's clear what is the parts of this yogas, different yogas. It's a part of our of the levels, the different levels of understanding the sound and the vibration and the meaning. Okay, thank you very much.